Guys, I'm going to start off with Coach Snow today. Just a reminder, please use the raise hand button if you have any questions for Coach Snow. With that said, Coach, can you hear us on your end?
I can hear you just fine. Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, guys. I don't see any hands raised right now. So if someone wants to start us off with the first question, the floor is open. Guys, have any questions for Coach Snow?
Hey, Phil, it's Joe Person. How you doing, man?
Good, Joe. How are you?
I'm good. Just wondered sort of your scouting report on Stephon Gilmore and any background you might have with him or with folks who coached him.
You know, I really don't have any background relationship with him at all. But, you know, over the years, it was funny. I took him into the D-line room today to introduce him. He was going to introduce himself, and then one of the rookies said, "Hey, we know who you are." So, I mean, everybody knows who he is. So that's the only way I really do know him, other than on video watching him. And we're glad to have him.
How does this help you guys? And I know he's a couple weeks out, but in terms of coverage, man, able to, maybe to bring pressures like you like, just how would you say in general he improves your defense?
Well, he's been one of the best covered guys in the league for a long time. So obviously it allows us to send more than 4 people and not worry about, who he's on. So, it adds a lot to what we can do. So, I'm looking forward to working with him.
Let's go to Will Palachik for the next question.
Hey, Phil, just a sense of what more CJ can do this week and kind of how has he looked now that you have another full week underneath his handover?
He's doing just fine. He's, he's smart. He learns fast. But, we've thrown a lot at him. So, it was great that he played last week, got his feet wet here and he'll play more as we go. And, in a couple of weeks, he'll be full go and know everything. So he's doing just fine.
And if it gets to a point where you have a cornerback situation where you have JC back and you have CJ and Stephon, and is that kind of like almost an embarrassment of riches for you? How do you feel about trying to pick and choose between all those guys for your coverages?
Well, hopefully at some point, all those guys will be together, but that'd be fun to have that problem. But, we'll see down the road.
All right, we'll go to David Newton next, followed by Scott Fowler.
Hey, Phil, got a couple. One, how much did you feel like that defensive back room needed an experienced guy like you have in Gilmore now?
Yeah, there's no substitute for experience, and he's a real pro. He's been we were with him today, and you can just tell. I mean, he was taking notes and really into it. So I think he'll add a lot to not just the DB room, but us, our team and our defense. So I think everybody's looking forward to working with him.
And I wanted to ask you too, I mean, you were in the college level when he was coming out of high school, and that was a really, really talented football team down in Rock Hill. Did you ever go down there to do some recruiting, or had you heard about that group at all, or what did you know about them?
Not a lot. I did not know that group when I was coaching in college.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, this is a little more game oriented, but just one thing on Dallas and then one on Philly. So I'll just ask you the Dallas question first, but since we didn't really get your impressions of that, after you watched the game, you guys were so great against the run 3 straight weeks, and then the Cowboys happened. So as you look back on the film, what went wrong against Dallas?
Well, really the tailback position in the first half had 50 yards rushing, which, we can live with that. In the second half, they came out in some big groups that they had not really shown. with 3 tight ends and a 5-man surface. And so, I think we didn't prepare for that. We were working on empty and some other stuff. They had not shown any of that. So, a lot of it is on me. We didn't really rep some of the stuff they did. So, and then, that physically, that offensive line and that tailback, they were ready for a fight, and I'm not sure we were. So the combination of both in the second half, they ran the football on us to control the game. So my hat's off to them.
So given that, against Philadelphia, what are your primary concerns and where do you want to get better?
Well, obviously, when you give up that many rushing yards, that's a concern, right? So, I'm sure they're going to try to take advantage of some things that Dallas did. And then, they have really good skill players. I mean, they have 2 legit tight ends, and their wideouts can really run. And their tailback position's athletic. So they have good skilled guys. And, I coached against the quarterback in college, and I know how athletic he is. So they present a lot of problems, especially with the quarterback running around and these fast guys, scrambling. And, we're going to have to do a nice job of plastering. And there's a lot of things we're going to have to do well to play against these guys, and they've been scoring points. They scored 30 last week. So they present a lot of problems. And, offensive line, they thought they, going into the season were real strong there and have had a lot of injuries. So, that's probably been their Achilles heel up to this point, but their skilled guys are really good players.
Thanks, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Jonathan Alexander, followed by Joe Person.
Hey, Bill. I'm writing something on Dante Jackson. So I just want to ask you quickly, what do you think he's meant this year to this defense?
Well, to me, Dante, in the year and a half we've been here, has really matured and developed as a player, and is getting better every day. So, I think the sky's the limit with him. He can really change direction and accelerate, and he's physical for his size. So, you can put him on the best player, and he holds up really well, and actually does better than that. So, I'm glad he's on our team.
Hey, Phil, is Kamal Martin going to be active for you guys on Sunday? And would he get Shaq's reps, or would it be somebody else?
Well, we are still working with that. So, but don't be surprised if you see him play. But we're still working through that, and we'll make a game time decision.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. Coach Snow, we really appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks.